the Afternoon Business Show with Regina. Yes, a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. It's still January 11th, 2022. And today on the Scam Alert segment, we're looking at a very, very controversial topic, especially if you're one of those people who likes to shop for literally everything online. uh the issue of what I ordered versus what I got has become an entirely, disturbing topic, not just with fashion brands, but with um retailers and wholesalers of human hair, wigs, weave-on, hair extension in general. I can tell you that every now and then it is almost impossible to not see a case of a brand who are scammed or swindled, customers of their hard-earned money by posting a different air and delivering something entirely different. And most of them these days they don't do payment on delivery. So when the thing gets to you, there's no way you can get your money back other than go on social media and go on a long rant, and then after everyone comes, makes jokes out of it, that's the end. But although I must really commend some page on social media, especially on Instagram, for doing an amazing job with calling out some of these vendors. And surprisingly, some of these vendors are well-known brands, not just scammers. Some are established human hair extension sellers who have celebrity clientele, who use celebrities for their endorsements, who use celebrities to market their products. But a lot of people have complained about some of these, brands of posting something else and delivering something else, and the kind of air they would give to their celebrity clients differs greatly from the air they would send to regular
So look at the
on Instagram. A lot of people are complaining about so many notable brand owners, and I like the fact that there are people always online ready to hold some of these people accountable for their action. Just like yesterday, there's this very famous, very let me not say famous. There's this very popular fashion brand that I followed, and a lady gave her a style. Although I knew where she went to pick that style from, someone else is actually selling that clothes, and she gave her to make for her. And she did something that, in fact, it was nothing to write home about. And the lady had to ask for Nigerians to help her get the lady to send her back her money for not doing the right job and all that. And after much going up and down here and there and being called out by a particular blog, she had to refund the lady her money, because she also has celebrity clients, and it will ruin the image of her business. And also she also issued an apology. Also, let's go back to the topic for the day. Buying wigs and human hair bundles online has made it easier to also fall into the trap of buying fake human hair. And that's why it is important, as someone who enjoys buying human hair, to know how to identify fake as well. It's important that you know how to identify fake as well. And this is a very typical situation for a lot of women, because even yesterday when I went online, I still saw another case of a very popular brand that even has a store on Broad Street here. Sold the hair of a certain amount to a customer, and it turned out that the hair was fake, not, in fact, entirely different from what they had posted. And a lot of people kept calling them out that they are very notorious for such behavior. And surprisingly, they have a lot of celebrities that influences for them, that uses their products. So that tells you that what they give to their celebrity clients differs from what they give to other customer as well. An Instagram vendor might just come online, post a picture of an attractive woman wearing 24 inches bone straight hair, and someone who is online looking for where to buy hair for maybe their next event. Or
So look at the hair. It's not full, and it doesn't even look like the one that you said is 40k. This doesn't look like 18 inches. It's not full at all. I'm not happy.
And then you let the vendor know this is what I want, you transfer the money and all that, and then when the week comes, something feels strange because what has been advertised is not what you also get. So what are the tips to look out for? The first one, check for tangling. Check for tangling. But although this is quite tricky in the sense that if you're buying like a fiber or synthetic hair, you'd expect tangling, but it may not be immediate. As well, it may not be immediate. There are brands who attach detanglers to some of their hair to help you manage it for quite a period of time. You know that, okay, this hair is fiber, it will only last me for, let's say, maybe 2-3 months or thereabout. It's not, you know, double drawn virgin hair or raw donor hair that would last me for years as well. So check for tangling, because this is the easiest way to know if you've bought real or fake hair, because fake hair tangles unnecessarily, I tell you, and excessively. Even though human hair also tangles too, though it doesn't tangle as much as fake hair would. So check for tangling. Also, you can try burning a few strands of the hair. Because fake hair melts like fiber. It melts. And even if the fiber is like maybe a higher grade of fiber hair, the vendors in during adverts of that particular hair would have stated that, oh, this hair can take it to a certain degree, because when the flat iron gets too hot, it might just burn the hair. But human hair will curl up into a ball and catch fire immediately, and it will smell like hair, when hair is burning. So fake hair will melt and smell like rubber when touched with fire. So you can do a strand test as well. Also, you can test the difference between synthetic fake hair and real hair by using the bond test, like I said earlier as well, because human hair wigs turn wavy and curly when wet. That's why when you go to buy, they'll tell you, oh, you can wet it, spray some water for it and see if it curls, then it's real human hair. If it's not, then it's fake, depending on the style of the hair though. Also, another way that you can test for proper hair, but need I let you know that most times you may not be able to try some of these things because you're just buying and there's no payment on delivery for you to start testing all of these things. But by the end of this segment, I'll tell you one cardinal rule when it comes to buying hair, and it has worked for me. Even though most times I'm not a big user of human hair extensions, I like to wear my hair in braids and all, because I find it more easier to manage. I don't want to have to go through the stress of brushing all the time as well. Also, if the hair states, if you're, let's say you're buying a hair for like, let's say 150k, and it states that it cannot be bleached, my dear, that is a seriously red flag. Although bleaching the hair might be a bit extreme, and it depends on the quality of the hair we're talking about. But if you want to get to know whether the hair you bought is fake or original, then you can cut out some strands out of it, apply bleach on it. When I mean bleach, hair dye for hair. Human hair will tighten, but fake hair will burn when bleach is applied, and that's why some really ethical vendors online will tell you this hair cannot be bleached, this particular hair cannot be bleached as well, or this particular hair cannot be straightened or flat ironed, which is quite sensible on their part, to avoid being called out on social media or to avoid any unnecessary drama for their brand. Also, check for shedding. But unfortunately, the thing is, even with some of the expensive hair they sell on Instagram these days, most of them do shed. Even some that they'll display and say, oh, this is double drawn or raw donor virgin hair, they still shed, and they will shed. In fact, the worst part is when you use tiles in your house and you buy a fake hair and you are brushing it, it will be like you own a barbing salon in your room. because the entire floor will be full of that air and it will shed. Although all air sheds as well, but if it is too much, then you know for sure that that air isn't genuine. Shedding is another thing to look out for. Also, check online for reviews. I tell you, I cannot overemphasize the importance of checking for reviews online, especially on Instagram. There are so many of these air brands that are quite
So
popular
look at
out there, because they use a lot of celebrities and influencers to promote their businesses. But do not fall for them. Just because they have a particular celebrity on board doesn't make their business ethical. And I think it's recent story that is happening with a famous actress's daughter who sells hair. I will not mention her name, and a lot of people claiming that they were scammed by her and all that, and saying that they allegedly patronized the brand because of her mom endorsed her and all. Check reviews for some of these brands. Some are very, very notorious for scamming people. Check reviews. And there's this Instagram account, the Eye Opener. It does a fantastic and amazing job at exposing a lot of these fake brands who scam customers as well. So you can look up whatever it is that you even want to buy. Not just that, because the person goes through the pain of posting fake Instagram pages that scam customers. So you can go there, check reviews from previous buyers, which helps to expose the good, the bad, and the ugly. So whether or not you're buying from a well-known online store, you're buying from an individual or a brand on social media, it's important that you go through reviews. Reviews may not be directly in their own comment section. Go through other pages as well, or just through an hashtag type so and so, type their name. You see comments, you see posts by other people to help you know if you're buying from a trustworthy brand as well. Also, some companies do resort to dirty tricks and by mixing animal hair and synthetic hair within hair extensions, and sometimes they disguise it as human hair blend. They will tell you that it's a blend of human hair and synthetic hair. Fine, some are like that though, to be honest. But some mix animal hair and synthetic hair to make a particular hair extension. So try, I think if you're someone that is really invested in buying wigs, or you are willing to splurge a huge amount on hair and hair extension, I would encourage you to do your research about these different types of hair, so it will help you make informed decision as well, not just when you shop online, but even when you go into the shops as well. Yes, because even the shops as well, sometimes they sell some of this fake hair, to be honest, with one another. Also, this they come in different types. We have the Remy extension, we have synthetic one, we have synthetic blend, we have raw donor hair, we have double drawn. The list is endless, and sometimes some of these hair quality are determined by the country in which they were imported from. Indian hair, Mongolian hair, so many different type of names though, even though these days most of the vendors don't tend to use those countries as tags. They would rather write, oh, this is grade 5B hair, or grade 1A hair, or whatever grade the hair is. Also, how much the hair costs could be an indicating factor that you are about to get scammed. Beloved, no one will sell a double drawn raw donor hair of, let's say, bone straight 24 inches for you at 10,000 naira. That is pure scam. Because it is cheap doesn't mean it is of good quality, because real hair is expensive. Let the real hair vendors tell you the blatant and honest truth. Real hair is very, very expensive than synthetic hair. Take it, or fiber hair. And if you're getting your extensions made at a salon, you'll be paying also for the skills of your stylist as well. You can seek their opinion because they as well are more knowledgeable about some of these things. So real hair isn't cheap, so the price could be an indicating factor as well that you're about to buy a fake hair or getting scammed. Also, where they came from, like I said earlier, some Brazilian, Indian and all. But however, for consistency, you want to make sure that all the hair you're buying comes from a good an ethical source. Also, it's also a good idea, like I said earlier, to ask your stylist as well for some of these things. Also, it's good to also watch out for specifications. Some brands are very good and ethical at doing some of these things. There is this particular one I follow. They only sell fiber hair, but the kind of fiber hair that they sell are some it can be straightened, some can even be bleached as well, and they indicate it. But for the ones that cannot be bleached, they also indicate it as well. They'll state it there that this is pure fiber hair. And the one that is mixed, they'll tell you this is mixed. They'll put all the specification. This is a T closure, or this is a T frontal, rather this is a closure wig. They'll state the color. Is it 1B? Is it copper brown? Is it blonde? All the specifications are there. That is how you know a brand that is quite ethical, because they do not want their customers to feel like they've scammed them by promising what is not, and then when you deliver it, it's something entirely different. So we must really give it out to brands that are the fall of doing this, taking ethics very seriously. And I tell you, the business of hair is a very huge market, and it is growing daily. It's growing daily. I know some people who sell only extensions for braids, for crochets, for Mali twists and all that. That's where they keep it. There are some who sell only extensions for targeting natural hair. People who wear natural hair, you see the extensions, they look very kinky. They have this 4C type of hair textures as well. And then there's the high-end people who are not afraid to put a price tag on their hair, because it is what they are selling, and they know the stuff that their hair is made of. And then you still have those category of people who sell high-end hair, but they sell to only specific people, and they ship something entirely different to other people. Those of you who are still in the business of doing that, 2022, you are going to definitely get caught. However, let me wrap up the Scam Alert segment for today. I hope some of these messages as well as tips will really help us out there, especially ladies. Also, if you're working into a store to buy your hair, it's important that you check out all of these things that I've told you. Do not allow the young men selling to you to sway you, because they are very good at marketing their product. That's the reason they rented their store anyways, to sell their product. They will try to cajole you or try to get you to buy things that you later regret. In fact, immediately you're walking into your house, you'd start regretting. I used to fall victim to that a lot. When I go to Balogun market, I buy jeans, and when the particular style I like has run out in my size, they say, oh, take this one. When I get home, I will be filled with so much regret as to why I decided to buy it. So let's go out there and keep making smart purchasing decisions. More to come for you on the Afternoon Business Show. Still your number one business radio.